There's a huge interest in this generation of royal children, and part of that is to do with the very close bond that we see between them. As well as Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, and now of course baby Archie, we have their cousins. We have Savannah and Isla Phillips, who are the children of Peter and Autumn Phillips, William's cousin. And we have Mia and Lena Tindall, who are the daughters of Zara and Mike Tindall. We're getting to see them living fairly normal childhoods out in the public eye. So we have the interaction on the balcony at Trooping the Colour, for example, when Savannah Phillips leans over and shushes Prince George. And it's something we recognise in our own children, and I think most people find very amusing. As the children grow up, we're seeing them being more involved in big events, big family moments such as Trooping the Colour, but also at royal weddings. So we've had wonderful appearances from George and Charlotte, Savannah and Isla and Mia as bridesmaids and page boy at Harry and Meghan's wedding, again at Princess Eugenie's wedding, and I think we're seeing them developing, becoming more involved in the big family moments. William and Kate, and now of course Harry and Meghan, are incredibly protective of their children's privacy, and understandably so. So we do not see in this country paparazzi photographs of the children being printed, and I think that they have taken steps to share images of their children, but in a way that they feel comfortable with. So we've seen lots of beautiful photographs taken by the Duchess of Cambridge herself, especially to mark birthdays, first days at the school, first days at nursery, and I'd expect that trend to continue. We've seen some lovely appearances from Prince George and Princess Charlotte. Last year at Prince Louis's arrival, they went to visit him at the Lindo Wing soon after his birth, and we had a lovely moment of George looking perhaps slightly reluctant in his school uniform, going to meet his young brother for the first time, and Princess Charlotte showing that she was very excited about this. Huge waves for the cameras and a lot of excitement, little skips, typical little girl behaviour, which is just very adorable to watch. I was on the tarmac in Canada when the Cambridges landed for their visit, and there was a hilarious moment when Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, offered his hand in high five to Prince George, who perhaps decided, he'd spent a lot of time on the plane and he wasn't quite in the mood for it. But the children, delighted everyone later on, and particularly on their departure from Victoria, with a lot of waving and very sweet behaviour. We've seen Prince George being really fixated by the RAF fly past. He's a huge fan of aircraft, as we know. Charlotte seems to be very lively, really confident in waving to the crowds, and it's something that Prince Louis is showing a natural aptitude for as well. He stole the show at the most recent Trooping the Colour, making his debut on the balcony, and just really wowing the crowd with a lot of waving, a lot of enthusiasm, and pointing up at the sky. Prince George is heir to the throne, and as a future king, his childhood will be slightly different to that of his siblings and his royal cousins. He is going to have to take on a more serious role in the royal family, and as a result, he perhaps might feel that responsibility on his shoulders as he grows up. We know William and Kate are very keen for him to have as normal an upbringing as possible. At school, he's simply known as George, and he's able to live his life and pursue his interests in whichever way he chooses at the moment. In future, obviously, he is going to be getting more and more involved in affairs of state, and of course there aren't many children who receive first birthday presents from the President of the United States, for example, or indeed who meet them at home in their living room. The work that William and Kate and Harry and Meghan have done around things like the environment and mental health, and the way they are directly communicating it via social media, has really struck a chord with people. So I'd expect to see the next generation of royals continuing in the same vein. The Queen is a very proud grandmother and a proud great-grandmother to these 8 young children, and I think knowing that they have boosted the family's popularity and interest in their work is a great sign for the future.